Would you like to project something, Ravi?
Yeah, as a presentation.
Hare Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Can I request everyone please come forward with a lot of room in front? And kids will still be here because today they will be attending class with many audience. So I know we are running a little long time, so I'll be quick. Welcome again. Last day of
Why is this not going up and down in the presentation?
Black Friday sale, right? Which is going on from last 1 month. Right? Which is buy one get million free. That is ending today. I say whatever spiritual whatever you want to do, like today is the last day. So please take maximum benefit of this, right? So see you guys. Okay, want to recognize today's Sunday fee sponsor. First is Devina Adiji and Prabhu Prabhu. Are they here? I saw everyone here. Yes, sponsoring on their marriage anniversary. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Presentation, where is it?
Thank you very much for deciding to be here. We are really grateful for all of your presence. And our Santosh Anari Guru, we saw him earlier. He's upstairs already. Santosh Anari Guru is sponsoring for Abhinav's birthday. So give a few minutes back. So Abhinav's turning 6 today. Santosh Guru is involved in pretty much all aspects of any kind of construction, cleaning, maintenance work. He's always there. So thank you very much, Guruji, for your great help. Let's see, Mataji here. And also, Janardanji, Guru Devi Prabhu and family. Are they here? Krishna Mataji. So, Mataji Abhiram's mom, thank you very much, Mataji. So, Janardhan ji, Guru Devi Prabhu, they are sponsoring, he's sponsoring for his birthday, and also he's looking for prayers for his mother, Shakuntala Mataji, and spending here. From out of state. So let's express our deepest gratitude to this beautiful, or actually one more Mataji, Vrindavan Bihari Mataji. She's also sponsoring Pratak today. So is she here? Thank you very much, Mataji. I'm sorry, I almost forgot. So let's express our deepest gratitude to all these 4 families from bottom of heart by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. And I know we are running this late, so as you know, today's Sunday speaker is Shyam Kishore Prabhu. He don't need any introduction. He is part of the community and part of the temple, an integral part. He leads many services. Any service he's involved is actually the leader of the service. He's leading on the most important and intimate service. He leads DT service, DT worship service. So all the pujaris are taking guidance, support from him. He's Kirtaniya, he's scholar, he's known for his humility, he's known for his shastric knowledge, and it's not the first time he's speaking. So I won't take much time in glorifying him. I know that you don't like it, but we are honored that he agreed to give class today on last day of last day of family. So thank you very much, Rudy, for all the support, all the guidance, and all the blessings that you shower on each and every one of us. Thank you. इसके श्याम कृष्ण प्रभु की हरिवो Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Hare.
सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराम कृष्ण बलराम सहगणा कृष्ण हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्णा।
More qualified than me, doing more service than me, all respects. Shiva Babu is telling the beginning of the discussion, and I just wanted to tell him that I take care of something. But I realized that, actually I became sick for some time, and for 4 or 5 days I didn't even go one time on the altar. So that is my real situation. I don't do anything. I simply eat and sleep. You all do. You all do a lot of service and also give um, your money, give your time, give your family the service of this movement. So again, I'm not qualified. I'm borrowing the qualification from all of you. I'm just an insignificant. um, Somehow, uh, you are all tolerating me. It's a fact. So very grateful to all of you for tolerating this very powerful person. So, how many of you are coming first time today? Raise your hand. I see number of new faces, no? Okay. How many of you have been coming to the temple from the last few months, 2, 3 months? No, I'm saying new to the path of bhakti from few months, from 1 year. How many have been practicing coming to this movement for 1 year? Raise your hand. Okay. Wonderful. So, um, today we are going to discuss a little deeper subject matter because just like um, sometimes we see advertisements on the television when we're going to different places, we see advertisements. How many of you have see advertisements regularly every day? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. I want to try to make this as interactive as possible. So that's why I'm asking questions to see what is the response of the devotees. Okay, so what is an advertisement? An advertisement is something that shows you the glory of a product, what a product can do, how long product will work, how the product will improve your life, etc., etc. So in the same way, generally when new people come to the temple or devotees come to the temple, they are not actually told about the glory of what we're doing, why we're doing, where we're going, and what we will achieve. So actually, this particular temple, I have been in this path for the past 11 years, and I can speak from my own experience that this process is experienced, something that you can experience. It's not a book, a theoretical process, it's a practical process. So the taste will only be experienced when you yourself do it. You can't be a passive participant. If you're a passive participant, you won't come along. If you want to reap the benefit of this process, you want to taste this process, then you have to be an active participant. Don't we give a chance to so many things in our life? Don't when how many of us go and buy something every day or every few days? Is that everyone goes, right? Why do we go to the shop? Because we have some faith in the product. Yes. If we doubt the product, saying that look at this product could fail. So many times we buy a product, like for example a computer. You buy a computer with a warranty. After 1 year, the product breaks down. We take it to the shop and we show a warranty. That person says so. That person says sorry, sir. Even with the warranty, we cannot repair. How many of us have faced that kind of condition before? Yeah, we face that so many times. Right? But still, we go to the same shop and still we buy the laptop or the phone, right? So we are putting faith on things of this world. First, about this body. This body is made of what? It's made of matter. We're putting faith on this body. This body could die, could fall down at any moment. Isn't it true? This body could fail at any. Can we say how many of you know about how powerful COVID was? Raise your hand. How many people it took away? Right? It's a reality. But Yudhishthir Maharaj says, even though we hear, we see people die, still we think we will never die. We live like we'll never die. So the point is that we need to know the glory of what we're doing and why we're doing what we're doing. That's very important. Then only we'll attain what is called realization. Realization is compared to digesting. First, you eat the food, but unless the food is digested, you won't get nourished. So when you hear, you meditate and you apply, then actually you realize. Raise your hand, how many of you here have Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita as it is. Okay. How many of you have read the Bhagavad Gita from first page to last page? Raise your hand. Yeah. My humble request, please do that. Please do that. Because my purpose here is not to is not a movie, it's not a drama, it's not a brainwashing ceremony. What I'm here is I'm simply here to give you some hints, some idea of what this process is about. In 1 hour, I cannot do justice to what Bhagavad Gita says. Many people know only this word in Bhagavad Gita. What is that? Yada yada dharma. So that's it. There's no other verse in Bhagavad Gita. If you ask anyone Bhagavad Gita, yes, I read Bhagavad Gita. What did you read? Only that verse. No, Bhagavad Gita has so many other verses. Right? So please read and don't just read, just don't just browse, but read seriously. I'll give many examples today, but the important thing is how sincere, how serious we are. If we are not sincere, if we are not serious, if we want to be cheated, we'll be cheated. Many times we want to be cheated. We don't have a sincere desire to actually understand God, to understand Krishna. But if you have a small, simple desire, patram pushpam phalam toyam, if you have a small, simple, sincere desire, you'll attain the purpose. Today we'll tell a real life of one personality who had material desires. There is no problem in having material desires, but he actually was sincerely looking for the end of that material desire. And through that process, he actually achieved perfection. In how much time? 6 months. In just 6 months, he attained perfection. Why? Because he is genuine. So we should be genuine. We should not be duplicitous. We tend to be duplicitous in this world. We speak one thing, we think one thing, and act another. But if we are simple, we'll attain the perfection. So having said that, we'll start the presentation. So we are conditioned soul. Condition is what? Means within the body, there is a soul. How many of you agree we have a soul? Raise your hand. We have a soul. Very good. But unfortunately, the soul is entrapped within the body, just like a bird is entrapped within a cage. The bird is meant to be free, but for the time being, due to time and circumstance, it is within the cage. So we're entrapped within this body. We're conditioned by this body. We're conditioned by eating, by sleeping, by so many things. But actually, as a soul, we don't need to eat, we don't need to sleep, we don't have any material demands. But due to our past conditioning, our past desire, we are in this body. And what is the unfortunate result of being in the body? First is birth. Right? Many times we celebrate happy birthday. We should think we celebrate happy birthday, but when the child was coming out of the mother's womb, what was his happy birthday? Was he happy? He was crying. He's crying. Bhagavatam describes that, when the baby is in the mother's womb, the baby is bitten by so many worms, writhing in pain. And because the body of the baby is very, very soft, the baby has no way to express that. It can do nothing about it. That is birth. Death. Death is explained like biting of, you know, hundreds of scorpions at one time. It's very scary, it's very painful, and very helpless. A helpless situation. We are helpless. And death can come at any time. Right now, as I'm speaking, death can come. Who can say? It's completely unexpected. Old age. Old age in Kali Yuga, today's time, old age does not need to wait for 50 or 60. It starts very early. Old age is according to how much you abuse the body. If you start abusing the body early, old age will come early, white hairs will come early. So, this is old age. And disease. Disease is happening all the time to us, all the time. Nowadays, in the winter times, when people are getting cold, coughs, this is the reality. Shastra speak reality. So, and then misery is due to the mind. How many of our minds give us trouble? Raise your hand. That's the mind. And other living entities. How many, I mean, I don't have to ask whether it's boss or family or whoever. How many of us experience this misery coming from other living entities? And then natural calamity, COVID. COVID was a calamity. Why? Because for us and for our kids, many, because I, have some interaction with some children, so they want to play, but they cannot play outside. They're confined at home. So these are natural calamities, right? We have to be within the four walls of the home. So these are the enemies, or you can say the unfortunate result of being in this body. Whether we like, how many of us agree that we have to accept it? Raise your hand. Yeah, we have to accept. We have no choice unless we transcend, unless we completely go beyond this material world, we cannot avoid these miseries. These miseries are given. Okay. So this is our condition. And then we'll go to the ultimate destination of this body. What is the ultimate destination of this body? The ultimate destination of this body is this body is going to be destroyed at some point. So Vedic culture, if you go to any temple, any mosque, anywhere, we teach not only how to live, but how to die. The art of dying. Nowadays they do art of living, but actually Vedic culture is how to die. Death is the ultimate exam. How many students, children are here? Raise your hand. Yes. So all of them, they write exams, right? How many of you feel afraid or scared when you know a test is coming? Raise your hand. All children raise their hand. Yeah, Shasika is saying, Chambukalima is not scared. But the thing is that this kind of exam is unexpected. It can come at any moment. And this, I'll just come back to this slide, but this, many times we go in flights, we feel very good. We fly in the sky, we feel very good. But actually, what is our situation? At the time of death, our situation is like this. We are like an airplane flying in the sky, alone. What is that? Alone. And at that time, if there is any problem, any turbulence, no other airplane can save us. We have to fight our own battle alone at the time of death. This is our situation. So death is such an exam. So the sooner we start preparing, the better, right? Because we are going to face that exam. Raise your hands. If how many of you agree that nothing can help us at the time of death? Nothing material can help us. Nothing. Everything we have here right now will not help us there. It will not help us. Our money will not help us. Our family will not help us. Nothing. So what should we do? This is Krishna's words. That's why please read Bhagavad Gita. The more and more I'm reading Bhagavad Gita, the more and more I'm appreciating Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, by reading Bhagavad Gita, how much you gain is immeasurable. Immeasurable. It is so attractive because it is coming from the lips of the Lord. Lips. Madhuraya Gira Valguvaya Udamanamudaya Ustarikshana Vidikaririma Viramuyatin Adasiduna Apyayaswana Tavakathamritam Tapta Jivana. Shri Krishna's flute song is a Tapta Jivanam, is the life of all the residents of Brajavali. What is Krishna's flute song? Krishna's flute song is so special that it is like a telephone call, phone call. If suppose I call you, anyone in the audience, only you will hear what I'm speaking, right? So in the same way, when Krishna calls the flute, plays the flute, it will feel like Krishna is calling you with so much love, you individually. Like when Krishna would play the flute, it would enter the ears of all the cows. How many cows Nanda Maharaj have? 9 lakh cows. Every single cow, and every single cow would hear like Krishna is calling that cow particularly. That is how sweet Bhagavad Gita is. So what Krishna is saying? Anta kale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati samadbhavam yati nasti atra samshaya. And whoever at the end of his life quits his body, remembering me, alone at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. So Krishna is saying, whoever thinks of me when leaving the body, that's what you attain. I want to add a little 30-second addendum to this. That actually we create our life. The life that we're living today, we create it by our mind. So whatever we meditate on, that's what we become. Like how many of you, I'm sure I don't have to ask question, how many of you had a desire? How many of you came to America? How many of you did just, were not God? How many of you came to America in 10 years ago? So you came to America, why? Was there a desire? Some people say I came to America just like that. No desire. No, that doesn't work like that. Because you need to file visa into so many things. You had a desire, you came to America. So same way, we create our world. What we think, what we feel, what we desire today is what we will become after 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years. So we should be very careful with our desire. So what will happen is all our desires will be clubbed together, just like this garland is there. So all our desires, like different flowers on a garland, will be clubbed together, and whatever shape the garland is, whatever the shape those desires are together, that's what will happen. Like for example, we're very much attached to, let's say, Andhra Pradesh, for example. We're very much attached to America. We're very much attached to being in a very high position. We're very much attached to living in a big house. So what will happen? We'll take birth as, uh, Andhra Pradesh, from Andhra Pradesh in America, getting the job of CEO and living in a big house. So that's the way nature will arrange. Nature is very specific. Nature is not abstract, it's very specific. So we should be very careful. So quickly in 20-25 minutes, I'll go through how to attain success. So we are not here to scare you or tell you about the misery, the fear of death, and just leave it there. No, we're giving the solution. So we're looking at a success story. This is a success story of Ajamil. So Ajamil attained perfection. For us to attain guarantee perfection, what are the key? What is the key? Because the thing is, like for example, before an exam, if you are very well prepared, at least you will guaranteed that you can get 80 to 90%. At least, generally, you have that guarantee. So in the same way, how many of us before leaving this body want a guarantee that we will attain immortality? Raise your hand. Those of you who did not raise your hand, you should know that the human form of life is meant to attain immortality. Human form of life is explained, just like a log. Suppose in the Pacific Ocean, there is a log. In that log, there is a hole, and we are drowning in that ocean. And by chance, when we stick our head out of the water, our head gets stuck in that pool. That is how rare the human form of life is. What is the probability of our head getting stuck in that pool? Very little probability. Very little. So in the same way, getting this human life is very, very rare. Very rare. And we're also fortunate. We're not handicapped. We don't have any serious health issue. We have our meals. We can sleep. We have a decent life. So what does that mean? It means this is the best chance for us to attain perfection. That's why what is Shastra says, Uttishtata Jagrata. Uttishtata is wake up and don't stop endeavoring until you achieve the goal. So, this is the qualification. I know it's little high, but this is what Gita says. And at least if we accept the reality, we can work towards that reality. First thing, our heart should be 100% pure, which means no impurities, no lust, no anger, no greed. Our love for the Lord should be fully blossomed, fully blossomed. Our relationship with Krishna should be clear, and our spiritual body should be fully developed. What is spiritual body? Just like we have material body, we have spiritual body also. You see this painting. Everything in our temple has a reason. You see this painting? There's a painting of Krishna playing with his cowherd friends. So this pastime is going on right now in the spiritual world. And we have the greatest fortune to participate in this pastime right now. If we attain perfection, we can enter into this pastime right now. So just like the cowherd boys, they are playing with Krishna. That is a spiritual body. So we can attain a spiritual body. So now I will just play this video. Just hold on. Yeah, it has to be connected. That's okay. Actually, we will Chaitanya Prabhu is here. Yeah, we'll play later. That's okay. We'll play later, but this is very important. We'll play at the end of the list. Okay, so actually, we are getting it now. This is very important. Please, all of you hear very attentively. The next 20, 25, 15, 20 minutes, I will speak about how we can attain the perfection. Yes, we can do that. Right.
Vandeham Shri Guru Kamalam. If you are thinking that in this material existence I shall be saved, assisted by my society, friendship, love, country, and politics and sociology, no, no, sir, it is not possible. It's not possible. You have to take care of yourself. Your so-called society, friendship, love, country, nation, and this will never be able to help you, because you are under the clutches of Maya. Devi jesa gunamai mama Maya duruttaya prakite kritamālāni gunai karmāni sarvasa ahankāra vimuratma karta ham miti mannate. You are under the clutches of Maya. You have no independence. Neither anyone has got any independence to save you. That's not possible. The same example as I gave some time, that you learn how to drive aeroplane. So you go high in the sky, but if you are in danger, no other aeroplane can help you. You are finished. Therefore, you must be a very careful pilot to take care of yourself. Similarly, in this material world, everyone individually has to take care of himself, how he can be saved from the clutches of Maya. That is Krishna consciousness movement. A teacher can give you hints how he can be saved from the clutches of Maya. That is Krishna consciousness movement. A teacher can give you hints. The Acharya can give you hints that you can be saved in this way. But the execution of the duties, that is in your hand. If you perform the spiritual duties rightly, then you are saved. Otherwise, even Acharya gives you instruction, if you don't follow, so how he can save you? He can save you by instruction, by his mercy, as much as possible, but you have to take it in your hand seriously.
So anyway,
this
I just
problem
want to make that point that we have to take care of ourselves. To take care of ourselves. So generally, if we want to attain perfection, then this is a process. This is a general process. Shraddha, Sadhusanga, Bhajana Kriya, Anantanurti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema. So I'll quickly explain what these stages mean, how we can go through the stages. And for those of you who are coming first time, these words may sound a little alien to you. That's okay. But at least you can understand the concept. Because if you understand the concept, then definitely you can see where you are. You can see where you are. In Krishna consciousness, we are not here to give anyone a certificate or judge anyone, but it's just a matter of our personal progress. So the first qualification to actually progress in this path is the mercy of a great soul. This is most important. When one is face to face with the sun, I'm sorry, I think I'm not. When one is face to face with the sun, there is no longer darkness for one's eyes. Similarly, when one is face to face with a sadhu, a devotee who is fully determined and surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one will no longer be subject to material bondage. It's like there is a saying that if you are in the association of those people who drink, you will become a drunkard. So similarly, if you are in the association of great saintly persons, you will become a great saintly person. You will become a great soul. So, I'm just giving an example of Shastra. Narad Muni. Narad, how many have heard of Narad Muni? Raise your hand. Yes, he is the great spiritual master. Prahlad, Dhruv, so many great persons. Narad Muni. What is Narad Muni saying? Narad Muni is speaking about his own life here. What he's saying, although they were impartial by nature, the followers of Vedanta are who? The great devotees. blessed me with their causeless mercy. What was his qualification? As far as I was concerned, I was self-controlled. I had no attachment for sports, and I was not naughty, and I did not speak more than required. Of all these qualifications, the most important qualification we can cultivate is to speak less. How many of us agree that many times we speak and then we regret? So this speaking, unless it's called prajalpa, what this does is drains our spiritual energy. Forget about spiritual energy, even for example, you're working in the office. And many times, how many had experience, you work in the office, you had a negative conversation with someone, and then your complete energy, your mind, everything became disturbed. So this is the power of speech. So we should be very careful with our speech, what we speak. In Kali Yuga, there is no negative effect for mental sins or mental offenses. But as soon as you speak, immediately the reaction starts. So speaking. Then this is the story of Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj was actually a Kshatriya. And what happened? Dhruva Maharaj wanted to sit on the lap of his father. But his father, he had a stepmother. His father had another wife. That lady told him that you're not qualified to sit on your father's lap. Seeing that, Dhruva Maharaj became very angry. I cannot sit on my father's lap. How can you say this? And then he actually went to his mother crying. He said, Mom, my stepmother is saying I cannot sit on father's lap. His mother, Suniti, what she said, yes, my son, I'm sorry, but I cannot help you. The only person who can help you is the Supreme Lord. Where can I find the Supreme Lord? Where is Narayan? He is in the forest. So he went to the forest, and when he was in the forest, he was searching for the Supreme Lord. When he was searching for the Supreme Lord, Krishna sent his dear devotee Narad. Narad came there. Narad said, Hey Dhruva, you want to sit on your father's lap? Your father is my disciple. Come, I will take you. Dhruva said, No. What did Dhruva say? Dhruva said, O learned Brahmana, I want to occupy a position more exalted than any yet achieved within the three worlds by anyone, even by my father and grandfather. If you will oblige, that means if you will want, if you want, kindly advise me of an honest path to follow by which I can achieve the goal of my life. Basically, what he's saying, if you will help me out to fulfill my desire, then I'll speak to you. Otherwise, don't waste my time. So this is called honesty. Like in the beginning, I told about honesty. How many of you agree this is a material desire? Raise your hand. Yes. How many of us have this kind of desire? I want to occupy a position more exalted than any yet achieved within the three worlds by anyone. Do we have such desire? In front of this desire, wanting a Game Boy, wanting this, wanting that is nothing, right? How many of you agree? All our desires in front of this desire is nothing. Raise your hand. Okay, very good. So he had this kind of desire. But with this kind of desire, because he was very honest, therefore he received the full mercy of Narad. Narad saw he was honest. That's why be honest. Because he was honest, Narad Muni gave him the mantra Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And he chanted in 6 months, he saw Narayan. 6 months. At the age of 5, that too. So this is the power of simplicity and honesty. If you're simple, humble, and honest, anyone can attain perfection. Man, woman, boy, anyone, girl, doesn't make any difference. So this is called sadhu sangha. It's called association. It is called mercy. So after we actually develop the first stage, I talked about Shraddha. So by seeing a great person, a saintly person, by becoming enamored by a great saintly person, you get the faith. Now, once you get the faith is just like this. Like suppose someone gives you a little bit of ice cream, tastes good, so you want more. So the next stage is sadhu sangha. Sadhu Sangha means association with devotees. Now this is very powerful. What it says, in association of pure devotees, Krishna becomes very, very attractive. Wow, Krishna's smile is so sweet. Krishna's conversation is so sweet. Krishna's associates are so sweet. Iti Drisha Leela Vir Ananda Kunde Saroshami Majata Kya Parya. So in the spiritual world, Ananda Kunde, which means an ocean, an unlimited ocean of Ananda. Narottam Das Thakur says, I drowned in that ocean not knowing how to swim, oh my God. So that becomes revealed in our heart when we meet a great personality. So when we hear what happens, we become free from this material world. Our mind becomes a place of a festival and become attracted. Become attracted to Krishna. Then Shraddha, Rati, Bhakti. Shraddha means faith. Then immediately go to stage of Bhava. Bhava means this stage. You jump from this stage, quick, you jump to this stage. That's the power. So by hearing from a great devotee, like Srila Prabhupada, then what happens? Go to stage of Bhava. And after that, Bhakti. Bhakti means prema, love of Godhead. We get love of Godhead. That is the power. That is the power. Many times, how many of us have many times have a desire to do bhakti, to do spirituality, but we cannot do? Raise your hand. I speak for myself. So what we should do? We should hear from great souls. Prema Mata Nityananda Kripa Avatar Uttama Adam Kichu Nakari Vichar. So you see in our altar, the leftmost personality is Nityananda, Nitya Ananda, one who is always intoxicated. You can see the picture, always floating in bliss. Bliss. Prabhupada is like bliss. Because he's intoxicated by ecstatic love and is an incarnation of mercy. He is the incarnation of mercy and mercy and mercy and mercy and mercy only. He does not distinguish between good and bad. He does not see any qualification. That is Nityananda. Nityananda Prabhu, when the Supreme Lord, Balaram himself, he used to swim with the crocodiles. He used to make the crocodiles chant Hare Krishna. Have you seen any sadhu? How many raise your hands? How many have seen a crocodile? I mean, a sadhu catching the mouth of crocodile, making him chant or praising on God. This is Nityananda. This is the mercy which is available to us right now. So, Sadhu Sangha, what does it mean to Sadhu Sangha? What does it mean to come in the association of great souls? Is to hear. O Janardhan, again please describe in detail the mystic power of your opulences. I am never satiated in hearing about it. Parikshit Maharaj, when he heard he's going to die in 7 days, without eating, without sleeping, without nothing, he heard the glories of the Lord. So what does it mean? It means you should be attentive. Like, I'm sorry, I mean, I'm not indicating anyone here, but many times I see people are sitting in a satsang, they're looking at phone, they're looking here, they're looking there, they're sleeping, which means what? They are not serious. But if you really want to understand, if you really want to gain the benefit of sadhu sangha, you have to hear. You hear attentively, attentively. There's a story of a thief. One time a thief, he was very eager to steal, and he knew that the greater personality he steals from, the more rich he will become. Sri Radha, Gopi Jana Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So he became very eager. So one Bhagavad Sapta was going on. They were telling about Krishna. Oh, Krishna is so beautiful. What can I say? His crown is peacock feather, golden crown, golden flute, golden armlets, everything gold, so many jewel necklaces. So this thing became very enamored. Oh, lot of money, lot of wealth. Then finally he heard, where is it? Vrindavan. So I'm going to Vrindavan right now. He went to Vrindavan, was searching everywhere. Kama sneha bhaya dvesha. Krishna says, whether out of intense material desire, whether out of affection, out of fear, anywhere you approach me, you will attain me. So this thief approached Krishna. Why? He wanted material things. So he was running, he was searching everywhere in Vrindavan. Where is the Krishna? So because of that intense eagerness, lonely, intense eagerness, he saw Krishna. Krishna said, yes, what do you want? This is amazing about Krishna. When he saw Krishna, he said, yes, I want all your ornaments. Yes, let me take your ornaments. Krishna said, no, no. My mother, when I go home, she will ask, where are your ornaments? She will scold me. So I think Krishna, by touching Krishna, he became completely purified. He became a great soul, Mahatma. So this is the power of hearing attentively. You hear attentively, even for a material desire. Krishna is so merciful. Uh, Chauragra Ganyam Purusham. Krishna will steal your impurities. Krishna will steal your heart and make you a great soul. A great soul. Just whatever little you do, just be very sincere and honest about it. That's all. You come just paying pranam, obeisances. If you even do that with your heart, you will attain perfection. That is the power of Bhakti. Then comes Bhajana Kriya. Bhajana Kriya means to surrender the lotus feet of a great soul. And then this is very important. Maharaj Ambarish is a great king. He had a huge kingdom. How many of us agree that a king is way more busy than what we can imagine in our daily life? Okay. So this is actually the king. How many of you agree that if king can do, we can also do? Raise your hand. If king can find time, we can find time, right? Raise your hand. Yes. So what he did, first thing, very simple. It doesn't cost any money. It doesn't cost anything special. First, mind in meditating upon the lotus feet of Krishna. You all know the lotus feet of Krishna? You meditate on that. Or you see a picture. Second, what is glorifying the glories of the Lord? Say something nice about Krishna. Krishna is very beautiful. Krishna is very sweet. Krishna did this. Krishna did that. Then hands in cleansing the Lord's temple. At home, keep a small picture of Krishna in your home. Clean your home. Remove the picture. Clean the table. Clean the Lord's temple. Then hearing. This is very important. Hear about the activities of Krishna. How Krishna dance. How Krishna sing. How Krishna speak. Then eyes in seeing the deity of Krishna. We already saw the deity. It mentioned that our soul is constantly tapta jivan, it's constantly chirodina tapita jivan, is constantly tottering in separation from the Lord. So when we see the Lord, a special substance, spiritual substance, goes into our heart and relieves the burden of our soul. The sense of touch in touching the bodies of the Lord's devotees. So uh, embracing the Lord's devotees, paying respect to the Lord devotees. Sense of smell in smelling the fragrance we offer. I think we offer some scent to the Lord. You smell after offering, you smell and smell the tulsi. Actually, this is very important. You're all going to take prasad after this. Many times people throw the tulsi. They don't understand. Tulsi is very dear to Krishna. Very, very dear. If Tulsi wants, she can take you into the presence of Krishna right now. So powerful. Whoever has, how many of Tulsi at home? If you have Tulsi at home, you should understand, I am living in Vrindavan. By having Tulsi at home, you get the benefit of associating with a pure devotee and living in Vrindavan at the same time. So if you don't have, please have Tulsi at home. Tongue in tasting the Lord's prasad. Yes, pizza, lasagna, ice cream is all included. As long as something is offered to Krishna, it is the Lord's prasad. Eat. Legs in walking to the holy places and temples of the Lord. When you're coming to the temple in your car, that is also devotional service. That is also devotional service. Becomes spiritualized and head is bowing down before the Lord. So in this way, You engage. How many of you agree this is very easy to do? It's very easy. Everyone can do. It's just a matter of making a note of it. Okay. So what should be our mood? This is very important. When we perform bhajan, when we perform devotion, what should be our mood? Just like this is an example of a sparrow. A sparrow is trying to rescue its eggs from the ocean. How is it trying to do? It's trying to dry out the ocean with its beak. Is it possible for a sparrow to dry out the ocean with its beak? But because of its determination, Garuda, the great devotee of the Supreme Lord, came and demanded the ocean to return eggs. So this is should be a intense determination. I will never leave your service, O Lord. The instructions of great sadhus are like a rope. We are in a well, the instructions of great sadhus are like a rope. So all we have to do is we have to catch onto the rope very tightly. We have to curl our fingers around the rope very tightly, and they will pull us out. That's all we have to do. We just have to become very serious. So this is a mode of bhajan kriya. Then after bhajan kriya, after the third stage, the fourth stage, ananda nivritti, which means now the heart is getting cleansed. Right? Heart is getting cleansed. So during that time, there will be these things. How many of you have, as I will read, you can raise your hand if you have experience, and I'm also in the same boat. Sudden enthusiasm. Raise your hand. Sudden enthusiasm means sometimes you feel you want to come, sometimes you feel you don't want to come. Suddenly, just like an example, like a boy, like Balgopal, he goes to school. So boys, they go to school. First day of the school, they write on the page of the book. Not speaking about it, but they write, I will be very sincere student. I will study every day 5 hours, no playing, no distraction. So that's called sudden enthusiasm. But then after some time, the enthusiasm goes down. Next is called Ghana Tarala, means sometimes enthusiastic, sometimes lethargic. Then doubts. Oh, is this true? Will this happen? Then comes internal tug of war with material sense enjoyment. We know I'm not supposed to do, but the desire still remains to do those things. Then failing to follow vows. Today I will do, but because of my previous condition, I'm not able to do. And the last is attachment to wealth, adoration, distinction. So as we're practicing, the heart is getting cleansed, these things happen. Right? So all we have to do, like this person who is drowning, what he has to do, he just has to wait. He's already given a signal, he knows he's going to be rescued, he has to wait. So as the heart is getting cleansed, we need patience. So patience is very important. If we are patient, we will see the result. Because spirituality is a genuine transmission. It's not like an abracadabra. It's not like I take a magic wand and wave on something happens. No. It's a genuine transmission. It's a natural. Just like a baby. If you take a magic wand and wave it on baby, it will not become adult, right? You have to feed, you have to do so many things. So same way spiritual growth is natural. It's not artificial. So once our heart is getting cleansed more, then attain Nishtha. That means focus. Just like you see how the arrow is hitting the target, like that, our mind will be focused. Krishna is saying those who are on this path are resolute in purpose. Their purpose is resolute. Their mind is fixed. So the mind will become fixed on Krishna. They'll become very eager to serve Krishna, to love Krishna, to follow the instructions of the great souls. Then, just like this is an example of Arjun. Arjun, when he was, you all know the Swayamvara of Draupadi. So he was so focused, he was so fixed on the eye of the fish. So we have to be focused on our goal. It's like walking a tightrope. How many of you know what walking a tightrope is? Raise your hand. So walking a tightrope is basically between two buildings. For example, there is a rope, and of course, with different apparatus, different things they walk. So to walk a tightrope, what is very important? We should not look sideways and we should not look up and down. We should only look at the target. So our mind has to fix on the target. And then comes the part of ruchi. So once our mind becomes fixed, we become fixed in our determination, in our activities, then what happens? We become attracted. Bhagavatam says that anything which does not provoke our attraction for Krishna is ultimately useless labor. So everything we do, we just have to attach Krishna. We go to office, while going to office, you should hear. In between breaks, you should read Shastra. Like this, we should always do activities that provokes our attraction. Then what will happen? As you become attracted, Tunde, Tandavani, Vignate, Tundavali Lataye, Karna, Krodha, Kadambini, Karnavadevya Spriham, Cheta Prangana Sangini, Vijayate. What will happen? No Jane Janita Kriyate, Avrite Krishniti Vayate. This same Krishna, this same holy name, after some time, you will feel so much attracted that I wish I had thousands of tongues to speak, thousands of ears to hear. It's just like a lollipop, an eternal lollipop. You want to keep drinking, you want to keep licking. Bhakti will become like that. You will taste. Krishna says, Uddhav, the happiness that my devotees get, materials they cannot even imagine. If how many of you agree that all your senses, all your situations, everything is perfect? Raise your hand. Okay, nobody's really. So, if that is the case, the happiness that you will get is called Jada Sukha, material happiness. 1,000 times that is called Brahmananda. Everyone speaks of Brahmananda. I want to merge it in person. So 1,000 times, 10,000 times that is Brahmananda. And Brahmananda is a drop in the ocean of Ananda coming from Bhakti. So we will get that kind of Ananda, which is gazillion times than what we're getting now. Cannot imagine. We'll become mad, just like Nityananda Prabhu. We'll become mad in love of God. We'll become intoxicated. And then what will happen? Our situation will become like this small baby. How many of you, I'm raising my hand also. When you are young, when toys were taken away from us, we used to cry. Really happy. So Krishna will become like that to us. Krishna, whenever we don't see Krishna, we don't hear about Krishna, we will become very disturbed. Narad Muni is saying, upon losing that form, I suddenly got up being perturbed as is usual when one uses that which is left. You become very strongly attached to Krishna. Just like Prabhupada. Prabhupada, our spiritual master, he came to America at the age of 70 after having 3 heart attacks with 40 rupees. What is 40 rupees? Nothing. With 40 rupees, he came to America and in 10 years, he built 10 temples. Built 108 temples and wrote over 70 books with nothing. 70 years old. How many of you think this is incredible? It's very good. Now that you appreciate Prabhupada, your Krishna consciousness grew. Krishna is very pleased when you appreciate a great soul. So this is called asakti, intense attachment. I don't care whether I'm sick, I don't care whether whatever happens, but I cannot leave my service to Krishna. I cannot stop chanting the names of Krishna. This is called intense attachment. Then will come bhava. Bhava is ultimate. At the time of bhava, what happens? The spiritual world will descend into your mind. You will see pastimes of Krishna constantly. How many of you have seen movies before? Eternal movie will happen. Real movie, ecstatic movie. And you will develop feeling for Krishna. Right? Many times in this world we say, how many of us many times have said, oh, you don't understand me. Yeah. I told you someone. Yeah. So we will not feel like that anymore. We will completely understand Krishna. Krishna will completely understand us. It's called bhava. And in this time of bhava, these ecstatic love will come. We will become stunned, we will perspire, standing of the hairs of the body, faltering of the voice, trembling of the body, changing of bodily colors, shedding of tears and devastation. Now, Very important point. We should not imitate right now. I'm not advising anyone to imitate, but this is a genuine symptom. It will appear genuinely. Like you see our Srila Prabhupada, when he was giving lectures, always a tear in his eyes, always. So symptoms of Bhava. And then, when that Bhava softens the heart completely and becomes endowed with the great feeling of possessiveness, like many times we said, this is my child, this is my book, this is my school, this is my Krishna. And Krishna will also say, this is my Saptarishi Guru. This is my devotee. Krishna will say like that. So when that becomes intensified, then we will attain love. And what is the benefit of attaining love of God? When you attain love of God, you will be in the pastime. You will party, you will dance, you will play with Krishna. It's like Krishna, when Gokumar, when you go back to God, and Krishna will embrace us. And Krishna will say, I've been waiting you for so many lives. Why you delayed? This Bhishma is leaving his body. Today is the last day of Bhishma Panchaka. He is leaving his body. And then when he was leaving his body, wow, Krishna came in front of him. It's amazing. Krishna will come in front of us. Krishna will come in front of you. And we leave our body seeing Krishna face to face, eye to eye. Wow, that is the glory of this process. Narada said he met with death as lightning and illumination occur simultaneously. We get a spiritual body. Narada Muni travels everywhere. You can travel everywhere. Once you become perfect, you can expand into 7 forms. How many forms? 7 forms. I'm sure the children are very attractive. 7 forms. You not one, 7 forms. In the 7 forms, you do 7 different things. Right? So, this is the glory. And this is a real story. It's a real thing that happened in our movement, this movement. Mother Kulangana, actually my favorite spiritual master is Shalala. My favorite spiritual master was speaking to her at the last days of her life. She had intense disease, she was in the bed, and she was a faltering voice saying, yes, Maharaj, I'm seeing Krishna, I'm seeing Radha. So much ecstasy she was speaking. I still fondly remember that. So this will be our destination if we follow this process. And the best thing about this process is that every step Krishna is ready to help you. Krishna is seeing your desire, your intention, and Krishna overlooks all your faults. How many of you raise your hand that your boss at work will tell you, I know that you couldn't make the product work, but I appreciate your intense desire. Nobody in this world will say that, right? Only Krishna will say. Only Krishna sees the intention. Everyone else in this world, nobody loves us, nobody cares our intention. This is Krishna. Krishna will never ever leave us. So we have such a Krishna. We have such Radharani. We have such a Lord Chaitanya Nityananda. Our temple is meant for this, that you are in one life. Just be a little sincere and practice this process. And at the end, you will definitely get it. For sure. For sure. 100%. Because why? Etam sahasraya paratmadishtam adhyasitam purvatamaiva ashivi ahotarishyami durantaparam tamo mukundangri nishevayeva. Avanti Brahmana is saying that I will definitely attain perfection. I will definitely cross over this cycle of birth and death. Why? Because I follow the footsteps of the great souls. If you follow, 100% you attain perfection, eternal happiness beyond birth, death, old age, and disease. So I'm sorry today's presentation was a little technical and a little, maybe more informative, but ultimately this is what we're here to do. We're here to do ultimate perfection. Beyond, green card or beyond just something very tuchha, very insignificant in this world, eternal life. And that personality controls the whole universe. Is the expansion of the expansion of the expansion of the expansion. control this world. That person, you can play with him, you can talk with him face to face, eye to eye. You can control him with your love. Mother Yashoda, when she wakes up Krishna in the morning, never read that somewhere Krishna saying, no, I am the Supreme Lord. Therefore, you have to, I will decide when I will wake up. Yeah, I heard like that. No. One day what happened, this is the last thing I say, Krishna showed universal form to Mother Yashoda. Krishna thought that if I show universal form, my mother will become really pacified. She will stop complaining that I'm eating the. So Mother Yashoda, naturally, because of parental love, what she did, she brought cow dung, cow urine, all the substances, and did Abhishek of Krishna. And Krishna thought, oh no, it's a big mistake. I should never should have done that. Anywhere else in the world, I do people worship me, but in Vrindavan, this is a treatment I get. No, I will never make this mistake again. So, just like Mother Yashoda controlling Krishna, you can control Krishna out of your love. So, this is the glory of this movement. And I pray and hope that everyone who came here today, and no one, like I said, you're around million times more qualified and million times better than me. But my humble request is that you all take up this process seriously and make your life successful.
Sham Kishore Prabhu ji ki jai.